Good job. Hey everybody, you're tuning in to the SNL AFTERBUZZ After Show with host and musical guest Drake. So continue watching. We're going to talk about it.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
You used to call me on my cell phone.
Do the Drake dance.
Night when you
I feel like you're more...
I look like I'm from an old people's home. You look quite cool.
Yeah. I feel like you look cooler than Drake. He was very like...
Yeah, he was just kind of...
I shouldn't do that.
We're back! Hey guys, welcome. Drake hosted and did the musical guest, but before we get into that, hey, I'm Kelly McInerney. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at HollyWeirdo and check out these also awesome people.
Who are also on the internet. I am Kim Crossman. You can find me at all things at Kim Crossman.
I'm Amy Maestri, and you can find me at Amy Maestri.
Woohoo! What do you guys think of the episode overall?
I think it reminded me of the Russell Crowe episode in the sense of I commend Drake for trying. I feel like he was thrown in to lead a lot of these sketches. The whole episode as a whole didn't really land for me, and I guess we'll go into specifics why.
Yeah.
But I kind of feel like in some of them he was left out to dry. Like he was the odd one out in all of it and lacked that support because of the characters he chose.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, so many things. I think Drake was the only thing holding it together.
Yeah.
Because his commitment to everything. And I mean, even when things were just flatlining and it was awkward at times, he didn't skip a beat. He stayed with everything.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. A lot of my coworkers were like, oh, this is a great episode, SNL's back, and I watched and I was like, this is the same as all the other episodes.
Yeah. Would you agree, and like that Russell Crowe thing? I guess feeling like he, in the sketch, like, the core cast were all playing the you're weird or the no characters against his character. Like he should have been more peas in a pod with people to kind of rile it up rather than him be the one that everyone's like, this guy's weird. Or
Yeah.
I feel like that, but there were certain ones where he wasn't the weird one. Like he did do a lot of pea in the pod ones in this one. Not a lot, but like more than Russell Crowe.
Right, okay.
And also
yeah,
I feel like Russell Crowe, known douchebag. That's why people don't like him.
Sure.
I feel like Drake, people like. I
Russell
just assume
Crowe.
Canadians.
Russell Crowe? Oh, nobody likes him.
Just assume Canadians are nice.
Yeah, that's true. That's all we know about
I did
them.
feel like as soon as he came out, I was like, oh, he's trying to do like a Justin Timberlake, but falling short. You know, someone who's like transitioning to both and is really funny. Commend him on his efforts, just wasn't a home run for me.
Writing not there. But let's get into it. The cold opening. Another political one.
Because aren't we so ready for that? I was like, where am I going?
Hey, we learned that this was kind of true, that he was playing his own PR person.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I mean, yeah, I think we touched on it last week, and it's a lot of that same stuff, that it's just they need to either veer away from it or they need to do something different with it. They can't just keep basically calling to attention, here's what was in the news this week. The whole Trump thing, it's a circus act right now.
Yeah.
So them just bringing light to it and saying this is what happened in the news this week isn't working. And I think it was more of that again. I mean, there was some, honestly though, Ben Carson finding out that he was sleeping in the room the whole time, that probably was my high point of the sketch for me.
I liked Bruce Springsteen, that part, but I'm also from New Jersey, so I was like, you're not completely evil, Bruce Christie.
I guess I felt the same thing. When the music started, I was like, oh, they're going to break into a funny song. And then they didn't. It was just like a music. So I guess if I was like, okay, Kim, rather than just hating on it, what would you do to make it better? And I think that would have been an interesting direction for it. But
you're right, Amy. I feel like they are just stating what's going on in the news. With like Sarah Palin, I don't know what they did differently, but it was so much better. Like all the, maybe, because they both are crazy people. Just say what he's saying. Maybe don't be that silly with it. I don't know.
Yeah, I think with Sarah Palin too, I mean, Tina added so many layers to her just in how she played her, but also they really upped the crazy with her too. And just the idea, like when she would just start saying random words together into a sentence, like they really took it up a notch for the crazy with her. And I almost wish with this, I think they could have used it to either use like some more impressions in it and actually like do it in like a reality show, like kind of setup or something, like to again just up the stakes of it and not just have Trump sitting there talking to Chris Christie. Like it wasn't a greatly written sketch to begin with, but the stakes were also low in it at the same time. So you're just, again, it's just a recap of the news this week, I feel like.
Maybe too they could have done the thing where it's like, I guess Trump is so crazy. What if in SNL they play him as completely normal and then like, oh, he's got to play crazy. Like we see this other side of like a really normal, humble person, and then as soon as the camera's on him, I don't know, like taking a different swing at the character rather than just, I'm crazy.
Yeah, like here's the real Trump.
Yeah.
It's just an old impression. They need to revamp it. I know like Daryl Hammond's a great impressionist, but like he's not that great.
Yeah.
You know, he's getting old.
Yeah, I actually like that idea of like seeing like the reverse side of Trump.
Yeah.
Like that, like
show us something we haven't seen that's either endearing or even more hilarious if he is super insecure and has like some like Lady Macbeth type character puppeteering him. I don't know.
Like a justification to the crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know? We'll see. Listen to us, SNL.
Why aren't we on the staff already? Like what?
Man.
It's a mystery.
And then the monologue with Drake started slowly walked. Did you notice that? I wrote that down.
He walks slowly?
Yeah, he walked slowly to the stage. I was like, all right, I don't know why more people don't do this. Just like get in with the band.
I am milking this.
That's funny.
Kim, what did you think of it?
I like the concept. I think being self-aware is always a funny thing. It was refreshing to hear a song. I thought it was very slow-paced. I thought that the meme options they did could have been heightened gags. I mean, you've got a room full of comedians with a week. I'm sure you can... I'm sure Fuck Jerry or whoever it is on Instagram has got 1,000 funnier ones than they used. I didn't understand the Rihanna thing. Was it just an excuse, or am I just, like, under a rock?
I don't know. I think he was just being silly. Like,
Okay.
right? What do you think?
I kind of got confused
I was like, I
too.
don't know anything.
Yeah, because it's
He
like
wasn't trying at all.
yeah, because I mean it's a song they did together, and like he was able to do the meme like, so I just don't understand the purpose behind it really though. And also all it made me think was like, oh, I wish Ariana Grande would come back and do her impression of Rihanna again. But yeah, I did not understand the purpose of that.
Yeah. I don't know. At least he tried. I was like, look at him. He's excited to be Rihanna.
Yeah, he was in it.
Yeah. What'd you think, Amy? Did you?
Yeah, I think same kind of thing. Like I enjoyed the concept, I just didn't enjoy the execution of it.
Yeah.
I agree with the memes. I didn't think about that before, but I agree that those could have been heightened. I think there was something about the song too that was just off for me. Like a lot of times when they do songs and monologues or like in the sketches or stuff, it's actually stuff that'll be in my head for like weeks. Like this was very forgettable to me.
Yeah.
I didn't even know it was a real song. I thought he was just making a song about the memes more than a meme. Like until you just said he did it with Rihanna. I didn't know.
Oh well, work.
The song that he impersonated with Rihanna.
Yeah.
It was a song.
Yeah. So I just think that the song itself was.
I mean, I feel like the pre-record song that they did later was a lot funnier.
That was.
Yeah.
So yeah, why they could have done like a more upbeat like that live would have killed it.
And also, Kim, the memes could have been way fun. There's so many fun, especially his dancing ones in Hotline Bling. People make fun of that all the time. They had a whole sketch about making fun of his dancing.
They should have replayed that, and then be like, wait a minute, I haven't seen this or something. I don't know. I mean, we're just rewriting the show. But yeah.
What can you do? But then the premium rent-a-car sketch. This was one where he played a pea in the pod with Jay Pharoah. I kind of liked it because a little bit because I like seeing Jay Pharoah doing more stuff.
Yes.
And I think he does a cool approach to characters where he picks like weird voices and everything. He switches it up a little bit. But it kind of just didn't really end, and it was just there's no joke, no heightening or anything. What do you guys think?
Yeah, a lot of the same. I was kind of confused by it too because at first I was like, okay, it's a premise sketch. It's not a strong premise sketch because I don't really see anywhere to go with it. And then it took too long for Jay to come out to begin with. And then when he did, I was like, oh, okay, so this is a character, though. And I think for him as just a character with just a better scenario for him to be in. I think the voice was really funny. I think the looks that he was kind of just giving down, like he was never really ever looking at someone. Like he's just very much in his own universe. I'd like to see that character explored more in a different setting, because I think the sketch was missing something, and it wasn't clear what they were trying to get out of it to me.
Yeah.
Same.
I'll agree. Look at that. We're all in agreement.
Yeah.
I just wrote that it was pretty one note. I agree. I like Jay Farrow's stuff, and I liked the way he was speaking because it was funny. But yeah, it didn't. Nothing happened. Yeah. They didn't have a car, and then they're going to use his car. Scene. Yeah.
Cool.
But this one, American Ninja Warrior, he went from Beasley, Texas to the game show. Transition.
American Ninja Warrior.
I thought the beginning was the funniest part, how he was like, because of this tornado, I'm going to be in a game show. I think they need to play on that more, because people do like serious stuff happen to them, and they're like, I'm just going to work and be on this game show.
I love that. Yeah, I had to give back. Yeah, I like that line.
But
that's kind of what I thought this was going to be. I thought it was going to be like contestants coming on and one-upping each other of how terrible their life has been.
That would have been way funnier.
Yeah.
That's really what I thought it was going to be, and then they started to focus on him entirely, and I was like, oh, that's not what this is.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what this is. There's nothing they can do with this. Cool.
Once I saw Bobby Moynihan was playing the contestant, I'm like, he's going to lose immediately. That's it.
Yeah.
Because that's what he's always plays, that kind of guy, that kind of the fat guy that's not going to win.
I'd like to make special mention during this of things I did enjoy. Kyle Mooney wearing a sling, which I thought was just genius. I was like, great, because I feel like that would have been something. He's like, wait, have we lost our homes? I should be injured. I liked the specifics of that. The little moments I did like was the pee face and kind of the moving around the urine. And I liked slow-mo of him hurting himself, because I guess I was stupid, and so I guess I laugh at things like that. But
well, his physicality in it was great.
Yeah.
I mean, like just for like at face value, just like what he was doing in it.
Are you saying that you didn't like the execution of like 3 beats? Like he lost, he continued to lose, and then he tried to walk on water? Like he should have gotten further? Or?
Yeah, I thought it was kind of an easy joke. Like you knew he's going to lose. Oh, and he's going to do it again? He's going to lose. Oh, he's going to do it. He's still... Like, that's the whole... It doesn't heighten or anything, you know?
Yeah.
I thought, like, that's a good idea. More contestants, more tragedies.
Yeah.
But I did think it was funny that the one line, that tornado destroyed their homes, this one destroyed their spirit and showed its penis.
Yeah, I was like, wait, he lost his pants? Like, stay on that. That's even funnier. Like,
Maybe if it got more crazy like that, but it was just like a weird throwaway at the end. So.
Yeah.
Meh.
Oh, we're hard to please today, aren't we?
Right?
All of us are like, I don't know. I mean, we could do better, but we probably couldn't. But we like to think we could. We're turning into idol judges at home. Like my parents, they're like, oh,
it's not good enough. Just like PBS's
what a great segue.
Sexy Kind of Evening with Dennis Walls. This one was like, he was trying super hard.
So hard.
But the jokes are like,
Were they like, this is funny, let's give him a miniature chair and a miniature saxophone and we'll spin the bear to life. There's so much going on. I actually loved the beginning of this. Sorry, am I steamrolling? I was excited to talk about this.
Go for it.
I liked the beginning where Kyle was behind Leslie and came out. I'm like, stay in that sketch. That's funny to me. Like 2 hosts, because I know, what is it? What is your morning show where you guys have?
Good Morning America?
Yeah, where the 2 hosts have now split up.
Oh, Kelly and Michael.
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be like a play on that of like 2 hosts trying to compete with each other, because it started with them.
They split
steamrolling him.
I didn't even know.
Yeah, like he's peacing out. He's like, I'm gonna dip now.
Wow.
I would have liked to seen that sketch, I think, more than this.
I like that.
But I just saw the physicality of the 2 girls trying to find camera on the slow-moving bed, and I'm glad that they continued to heighten that, because I thought that was funny. But otherwise, I was a little bit confused at what was going on.
Yeah, I think the same. There are pieces of it that made me laugh, but all collectively put together, the beats were in a weird order, I feel like, too. Like, some things at the top, I'm like, that could have actually escalated into like been the escalation to something else. And then it did seem almost like two different sketches too. Like the stuff with him like playing with the two background dancers or the background singers, I think was something totally separate from the miniature things, which again, like I don't know that can even be considered
Is that
a game.
a thing? Did I miss? Am I missing something like the miniature stuff? Is that?
I guess
Yeah.
the director was mad at him, so he was screwing him over. That's what the gist of the sketch was. But I wish we saw what the guy looked like, or if he was angry. I feel like they were just like, "What's funny? Tiny saxophones, chipmunk voices. Let's make a sketch."
yeah. Like they rolled like a random.
Yeah.
I got tiny chipmunks.
Yes,
I can buy them all.
Dress Drake like Prince, kind of.
Great idea.
Basically, yeah. Yeah.
What can you do? I feel like I am ending every sketch with just like, meh.
What can you do?
Well, we are trying to redeem. We're offering suggestions.
Yes.
Yes.
I say stick with the two hosts and never cross to the studio. Like, I don't know. I don't know. What would you do, Amy? How would you fix it?
With that one, I don't know that there is fixing it. I think it just... I don't know that there was a sketch within this that I would have chosen to stick with and to say like, oh, we could change this or that. If anything, I would say make it more about the relationship between him and the background singers because they had good chemistry and they played with each other well. So maybe find something there and make it more relationship based in the sketch between them would be.
I did like the line of "She's the dumb one, but I own it, don't I?"
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe.
Yeah, something like that.
Poor Cecily's always the dumb one, like her in the prostitute sketches with Vanessa. I mean, they're both obviously real dum-dums, but I mean, like, Cecily's real dumb in it, so she's, that's her thing.
I feel like she writes that one. I don't know if that's true.
Well, I know hearing that her and Vanessa, like, overheard girls talking, like, from Swarovski, and, like, they were, like, mispronouncing everything, and they were, like, just, that's kind of where that came from, was, like, overhearing girls, and they're like, oh, what do you think they would, like, think of other, like, high-end designer brands, like, that they can't pronounce?
That's so.
And then,
That's good.
yeah.
Yeah. And then, you gotta say, though, for this episode, lots of good physical comedy.
Yes.
You know? Just not any good writing. No, I'm just kidding. There was some good writing.
It was just an hour and a half of slapstick.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
Whoa. What a great segue.
Yeah.
I see what you did there.
Because Dick Patterson with the baby body, it's a reoccurring sketch. I never really get it that much. I appreciate Beck Bennett's physical, like he does look like an adult baby.
Yeah.
But it's just weird that, I guess it's too weird to have like people trying to push the crazy on. You know how Drake's like, no, trust me, he's good. It's just too weird to accept into reality, kind of, I feel like. What do you guys think? What do you think?
Yes, I agree. I think that as much as I wasn't necessarily on board with this, I couldn't help but chuckle at some of his physicalities, and then other ones I was like, that's silly. But like him on his stomach for some reason cracked me up.
Yeah.
I think also not being a parent or whatever, like, I think I recognize the ones that I recognize as like very obviously specific children versions, and so I liked that. And I preferred him on the ground than standing. Don't know why. Oh, yeah. Way to creep on a guy playing a child, Kim. Great.
Not a child,
He
a
was
baby.
50 something in 9 months, right?
Yes.
That was, the little details like that were funny.
So yeah, I think you're right. I think there were a lot of moments throughout the episode, and this in particular, that I enjoyed physically. I felt like the context of whatever was going on, that didn't ground it in anything.
Yeah, I think I agree. Like, every time he's done this, I'm just always so impressed with his commitment to it and the little details that he's always doing with his hands or, like, with his feet. Like, he is so in it the whole time. I think, there's some sort of disconnect for the justification of it somewhere in the sketch. But I remember I was recently rewatching one of the episodes of Getting Coffee and Cars with Comedians, with and it was the Steve Martin one, and they were talking about his just amazing commitment to like really out there like crazy characters, and I think Beck like brings a lot of that to it, because it's like Steve Martin was saying, he's like, if I'm doing these characters and I'm not fully committing to it, they're gonna know it, the audience is gonna call it out and they're not gonna get it, whereas like with a character like this, you have to go all in, and he always does. So I have so much respect for him doing this, because I mean,
Oh,
he
for sure.
just goes for it. But yeah, the justification thing is kind of.
Could it have connected better if they if Drake's character kind of played it more of like, well, you're gonna stay president because there's no way that anyone would let a baby run the country. I don't know, maybe if there needed to be more of a connection to
It might even
why he'd be a good vice president.
It might even be funny if if they made real politics, because Donald Trump is crazy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And this baby thing is crazy. So why can't that be the new that could have been the cold opening, kind of the search for the vice president. I keep saying VIP.
But the very important prize president.
No, but maybe that would have worked if it was still based in reality, but kind of more accepted. I'm not sure. But look, yeah, I feel like every time I see it, it never works completely for me, but I do respect it. He's good, it's funny, but just where does it go? You know?
Yeah.
You know.
What can you do?
What can you do? We're gonna title the show "What Can You Do?"
Listen to
Hilarious.
Drake. That's what you could do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Being very Kanye-like, you know, with the visuals and everything. And
I'm turning to Amy.
Yeah. No, but
Drake aficionado, Amy Maestri.
with the performances, it seemed like it reminded me a lot of Kanye's SNL performances with all the lights and everything. The production value is really upping.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, that whole the whole box that he was in with all the lights and everything. I'm gonna be honest, I was real hungover when I was watching this morning, and it was too much for me. It was too much for me to handle at the time, but it did look really cool. If you just kind of sit back and squint a little bit.
And it was snowing. Or
Yeah,
something?
snowing in the second one. Yeah, I just think I was watching this with my roommate, and we were just dying laughing at his dance moves again, because he just looks like he's having the time of his life. Especially during one dance in the first performance, he just doesn't give a shit. He is having so much fun and does not care. And I'm like, do it, Drake.
My immediate thought then was to throw you under the bus to be like, can you do it for us? But
did.
yeah,
I kind of did.
doing
Yeah,
this
yeah.
one.
Just
And then, I was doing the air guitar a lot,
Yeah.
doing a lot of weird air guitar. He looked in pain a lot. His face.
That's what I wrote, though. Dancing is funny, though.
just a fact.
Visually
But dancing,
great. Dancing funnier than
I didn't need
most
the other
sketches.
girls there in the Was it the second one?
The first one, actually.
Was it the
yeah.
first one?
I mean, look at his moves.
I didn't think I needed them. I didn't need them.
I don't know.
Crossman puts her foot down.
He
I didn't care for them.
he squatted down though when the girl was singing, and he was just like,
Yeah. I mean, he's just having a ball.
yeah, he's doing what he wants to do. Good for him.
I know, I love it.
Good for him.
Good for Drake. Good job, Drake.
But we don't need the
But
girls.
we don't. I have no need for them ladies, though.
Anything else you want to add about Drake's both of his performances?
Oh, hey, Chris Rock.
What?
In the introduction?
Oh, that was Chris Rock?
Yeah. I was like, I got real. I was like, did I make up Chris Rock?
Yeah, we both look at her like,
I hallucinated
just
Chris
irrational, just completely irrelevant. This is a Tourette's thing, oh, hey, Chris Rock.
I would have just spent the rest of the episode thinking about this. Am I losing my mind?
Yeah.
Was it him though?
I hope
No, I'm just
so.
kidding.
Thank you.
Is he? Are we debating on whether or not?
I think. I hope it was him.
I was sort of shaming.
That's what that music was? That to me sounded whimsidaisical. I'm like, da 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 da. Thank you.
Thanks, Zach.
Oh.
Shout out to Zach, our
Yay.
engineer. Woo, yeah.
I'm listening to the show.
Do you know if Chris Rock was there?
What are you gonna do? Yeah, what is the line? What do you keep?
What can you do?
What can you do?
What can you do?
Watch Weekend Update. How about that? That's what you can do. It's so stupid.
Every time.
I know. We learned about why John Miller was his pseudonym.
Yeah.
Yes, and this was the first I was like, oh, now I get the cold
Yeah.
open. Yeah.
I feel like lately they've just been going hard with Trump facts.
Yeah.
In Weekend Update, just
Yeah.
for the first like 5 minutes is just Trump, 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 Trump,
Yeah.
Trump, 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 Trump.
Hillary and Trump, Trump, Trump.
Trump, Trump, Trump.
But wait, Hillary and Trump. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
I think that's exactly what happens in the writers' room.
Yes.
Yeah.
That song. Yeah, it does seem like every week though they have started with just like a huge rant
Yeah.
on Trump and then gone into other stuff. So it's been a lot.
Do you have any?
Been a lot to take in.
Yeah. Do you have any funny jokes beside from the visitor? What do they call it? Visitors?
Yeah. Guess, yeah.
Yes, that's the word.
Besides the visitors. Just visiting.
I don't know what I'm doing.
I actually really liked the bathroom bill because
Yes.
I'm like, that's funny. And the bathroom Jill thing. I thought I wrote that down because I thought that was great. Like,
Perfect name for a restroom pervert.
yeah, and it is. Jill, bathroom bill.
I like the Jewish man buying the Hitler for the greatest Snapchat.
Yes.
I just love dick jokes.
Yeah.
Moral of the story.
That's what SNL needs to do. How will they get the
More
after
dick
show to be
jokes.
more pumped on the show? More dick jokes.
Yeah.
And I obviously like pervy things and coming on to children. So how to keep us happy here.
Yeah.
Real solid.
Real solid team here. Quality.
We know good comedy.
By the way, guys.
yes.
It was
We're-
Chris Rock.
Oh, thank you. I was like, by the way, you're fired. Is what you're going to say.
And you're off the air.
You're off the air.
No one's
I
listening
can
anymore.
confirm via the internet it was Chris Rock.
Thank
Thank you.
He just confirmed I'm not
You're not
crazy.
crazy. You
ain't
basically.
crazy.
So
There you go.
feeling pretty good.
Fun guest though, Olya Pavlovsky, you know, returning favorite. I like that she did compare Putin to Trump though, because it's true they're both crazy people.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that she just thought it was so funny. Like she's
Yes.
just loving that we're just as screwed as she is now. And she just does
Yeah.
dark so well all the time.
And it always works. Like bless you, he never has and he never will.
I love that. That was a long moment that they locked eyes to, and I was like, "Good job for not breaking." Because if Kate McKinnon stared at me, I'd be like, "Ah!"
Done.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think one of my favorite lines from this, though, for her was at the end when she was saying how Trump comes once every 10 years to choose a new wife.
That was great.
And then it was down to me and one other, but she was, what was it, that she's truly dead.
Yes.
Her eyes are
Their
truly
eyes
dead.
are truly dead.
She had both ears or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both ears.
So
Yeah.
good.
Crazy.
I love that. Yeah, I loved her.
She's always great.
And Leslie Jones coming back. You know, she's just being Leslie.
I like the Lorne joke. I thought that was funny.
Yeah, that
It
was
was
good.
nice to
Yeah.
sprinkle his name in there. I
Yeah.
always think that's funny.
She just, I don't know. I feel like she just does the same thing. I liked that she didn't kind of hit on Colin as much.
Yeah,
It's
there was
kind of
just one
refreshing.
Yeah.
joke, a downward dog or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was it.
Did she really tear her ACL?
I
in
was
that sketch?
wondering that.
Because if she did, I feel real bad because that sketch was not worth it.
Yeah.
Like, that is not worth tearing an ACL
She just wanted
over.
to be a ninja. You know. But then we ended on a
Yes.
great note. I
Yes.
love this. Jay Farrow saving the day again with the secret rap meeting. Just like
I absolutely love this. I did worry when they bought him out that I was like, oh, they've bought Leslie out as Leslie. Last week they had Zashir as Zashir, and then when Jay came out, they're like, Jay Farrow. I was like, uh-oh. Like, they're just going to keep doing everyone as themselves. I was like, I don't know. But I thought it was genius. Man,
good.
this guy's a genius.
it was just like the comedy meeting that he had because he did it a few weeks ago when he did all the comedians.
Yeah.
Love it. Nicki Minaj impression, not the best, but you know what? Everybody else. I like the weird T.I. choice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Will there be any rappers I know there?
Will Smith.
Yes.
Yes.
And then, oh, son of a gun.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
says after, and Shay's just like,
So good.
you're ridiculous.
I was like, I was so excited about this.
Yeah.
I don't know why I was like,
That's
I
exactly
was
what.
very excited.
The like rapid pace that he does it at is just so incredible.
Yeah.
Did
To,
you
like,
notice
back
his
to back.
transition tell too?
Yeah.
Yeah,
just
he
giggles.
keeps doing this in between each one. It's just, I was like,
Giggles and wipes his
that's
face.
such, yeah, a way to like change into the next character.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fun. I could
might
just
do
watch that. I could just watch that
Yeah.
for the 90 minutes instead
Yeah.
of all this shit. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. It's great. Some of it is. One of them I really liked. But Black Jeopardy. This was another one. This is what you guys were talking about how people just kind of left him hanging. Which his character was funny. Like,
Yeah.
it's a great choice. But people are, they're too mean.
I just don't think it helps when you have a guest who's trying their hardest and they're doing what's written for them. I don't think it serves us as an audience to have all the people we already love to be like, I don't like this guy, as their character. I think that's pretty much what happened for every sketch Russell Crowe was in, and for a lot of these, I felt like that was the tone of like, you're weird, we don't like you, and I'm like, I don't think that's the best setting as an audience, because you align with the people you love, and so if they're like that, I don't know, maybe I'm completely crazy. I just feel like,
And you're kind of setting it up for fighting, and I know it's not improv, but improv you're supposed to avoid fights.
yes, and do yes and I feel like most of the sketches, everyone's like, no, this isn't okay, or no, our car isn't here, or whatever, and
Canadian's not even that weird, you know?
Yeah. I think it is too bad because Drake was so good in this sketch. I mean, I enjoyed him throughout the whole episode, but I think just as far as a character goes, this was my favorite for him. He was so good in it, and there just wasn't... Yeah, I think that does kind of set a negative tone for the episode when it keeps happening, and not even, like, always realizing it. Like, it's kind of a subliminal thing almost of, like, just continuously hearing negative things towards towards the host, like, whatever character they are. It does kind of set something up, like...
yeah, especially
mentally
all the
where-
girls. I think all the girls in sketches with him are kind of like, no, rather than like, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a bummer.
Yeah.
What wasn't a bummer, though, this was my favorite sketch.
Me too.
Drake's Beef.
Yes.
Yes.
So simple and funny and well produced. Always the kind of the digital shorts are always kind of crush.
Yeah.
I made a note that my favorite ones were all pre-records.
Yeah.
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 And
Yeah, probably me too.
yeah, I loved this. That's why I'm like, why wasn't if he could do that, do it in the opening monologue. This is so much funnier.
Yeah.
And the way it escalated from like just simple things like the chairs and everything, and then it ended with like Lorne saying good job. So funny. I love Lorne I love when Lorne cameos and it works. you
Yes.
know?
Yeah.
And I'm sure everybody beats himself up whenever he just says good job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure.
What did you guys think?
I loved just kind of the narrative of it because it is like everyone's always giving Drake so much shit for being like this soft guy, and then like he goes into these like, and even like within his raps, like it started kind of soft too, and then he's like doing like the gun gestures and everything, and he's just trying to get so hard in it. Yeah, the shotgun.
No,
So
bitch, I had
loved
10
it.
sips left or something like that. Yeah. At least 10 sips left.
Now I got no best friend and no water.
Yeah. And I lost my hat.
It
Yeah.
was for my hat. The chair. It wasn't yours. It was for my... I don't remember the lyrics, but...
Yeah,
good.
I loved this. I thought it was great. I would go back and watch this again. I'm excited to share it on Facebook. Yeah, I loved it. I especially loved the machine gun at the end. The fact that more girls came, like you're right. They were able to heighten it in every aspect at each beat. Like, cut away, and then there's more girls on the car. And it's just like then they're on a rooftop. It's funny. Good job.
Why can't the whole episode be like that? You know?
Don't know.
I don't know.
What can you do?
And ending with pretty much one of the weirdest endings, the spring fling dance, where once again. Drake committing hard to a weird Hulk Hogan impression.
Yeah.
Shane the chaperone. He kept saying, "Brother, you totally know it was a Hulk Hogan impression."
Yes.
With the brother and
Yeah.
Why? I don't know.
I'm not sure. And again, everyone's like, you're weird. And he's like, I'm trying to do the lines you wrote for me as best I can. And everyone's like, nope, you're kind of strange.
It's so true.
Right?
So true.
Yeah.
That's like the subtext of every single sketch.
Yeah.
It is.
Look at how hard I'm trying. No, you're weird.
Yeah.
We're gonna be boring.
Yeah.
I did like when he was like, "Do you have an ID?" Incredible dancing.
Yes.
I'm gonna use that.
I didn't like his go get those titties dancing or something line because I'm like, creepy. Like,
Comfortable.
super uncomfortable.
And they didn't know how to end it, so they just showed him 15 years into the future. And they wanted to drink or dance together.
Get
they
a
wasn't,
drink, get a beer.
It wasn't like anything like you're in danger, and he's just like, hey, I'm in the future. Let's get a drink.
Well, wasn't
Why?
it with the 3 beats? It was Osama bin Laden.
Oh yeah, and then Castro. I
yeah,
think.
and then
What was it?
I'm not sure, but yeah, I thought at least the third beat would have been like a future thing. Even bring in your favorite character Trump again. You know, like Trump presidency 15 years on, or he's still president, or so. I don't know, like.
Which out of like all of the weird things going on in this sketch too, I think one of the funnier ideas is the idea of him having fantasies about dictators, and then he would always OJ was another beat where he would always like do something, like say something like he would change something that wasn't like the awful thing they did.
Yeah.
I think that's even kind of a funnier game to play with, of like him talking about like how he would go back and not change the awful things, but instead like the game that OJ
Yeah.
threw the football the wrong way, or what. I'm not a football fan.
Me neither.
But it was too weird and not a good way for me.
Yeah.
But what are you gonna do about it?
So overall,
A great show. Looking forward to next week.
yeah. I mean, there were some really good
Yes.
parts, and
Yes.
you could tell, like, Drake tried. You know, it could have been worse, where it could have been a boring host, but you kind of feel bad for Drake.
Was
Because
he in every single one?
I think so. He was even in even an update, because he came out with
was.
Ferrell.
Yeah.
Well, that's impressive.
Yeah.
That's uncommon, right?
I feel
In
like
every single one?
Yeah.
And to be that heavily featured too, which again is really too bad because he was so good and they just didn't give him anything to work with. So if there was more to it, and I feel like that's what happens a lot of times. You get this great host and not a great episode, or vice versa. Sometimes you get a great episode and the host is lacking. And
Yeah. We can't all win.
can't
Win them all.
what
Kelly
can you do?
McInerney. We can't all win. I loved how you delivered that. Yeah, well, we can't all win. So.
Nuggets of wisdom.
I love that.
Well, hopefully next week will be better. Mm-hmm. We'll see.
Fred Armisen, is that right?
Is it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. He's never
And-
hosted before.
If we keep staring at each other, it will come to us.
Zach, who's the musical guest next week? Do you know?
I guess I shouldn't look it up.
Google, Google, Google. Please enjoy this. Hold music in the meantime. It goes Trump, 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 Hillary. Trump, 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 Hillary.
Which actually, man, they could just have Fred Armisen play the like 10,000 musical instruments that
There
he
you
plays.
go.
Do you think he's
guest.
gonna be Obama again? Because he was Obama for a minute.
It could, yeah, like he could do like the Obama mic drop that, you know, like an essential mic drop for him.
Who
Next
is?
week, musical guest will be Courtney Barnett.
Okay.
I love that. I'm like, nope, nothing to say there. Don't know who that is. Like, and then we all slowly look at each other. And
Okay.
who is Courtney Barnett?
Let's learn about Courtney Barnett.
Please.
Let's.
Melba Barnett, born November 3rd, 1987, is a singer, songwriter, and guitarist from Melbourne, Australia.
Oh,
Hey.
sorry.
Shame on you, Pam.
Sorry.
Numbers.
Known for her witty, rambling lyrics and deadpan singing style, she attracted attention with the release
Sounds
of her
great.
debut EP, I've Got a Friend, called Emily Ferris.
Okay.
Look forward to
I hope,
hearing
like,
it.
someone
Yes.
describing me as like a guitar playing deadpan person. Riveting. Who would your MVP be?
I think Drake. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
He was hot. Him and Jay Farrell.
Yeah, I think Jay Farrell because we had little sprinklings of him.
Yeah.
throughout it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he,
I would agree.
He was in the better Drake. I think the car thing, even though it didn't end well, it
Yeah.
still, at least it was fun to watch.
Yes.
It wasn't like, what?
Yeah.
Like the end of the Spring Fling dance. So I was like, what?
Yeah.
But anyways, hopefully Fred Armisen will be great. Hopefully he brings back some older characters. Like, I liked, you guys remember for Cuscio or whatever? He played the drums.
Oh, yeah.
Ay, Dios mío. That's really good.
And I always love too. I'm sure I always get excited for cameos too
Yeah.
with past cast members. So
Yeah.
see who shows up.
Gonna be fun. But until then, where can they find you on the internet, guys?
At Amy Maestri.
And at Kim Crossman.
And I'm Kelly McInerney. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at HollyWeirdo. Or just watch Silicon Valley right after this, because I'm gonna be hosting that too.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.